Okay, today's Murli essence, sweet children, because your intellects hold this knowledge that you have received from the Father of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world, you are called. So, what's your title?
Vikaldarshi.
Trikaldarshi, which next door to that is
The spinners of this discus.
Spinners of the discus of self-realization. So this whole thing about this knowledge is you become self-realized. Who am I? Question: what injection does the spiritual father give you, spirits, in order to purify you? Was this injection called?
Remember me?
Which is
Manmanabhav.
above. That of mind manabhav. Link your mind with my mind. No one but the spiritual father can give this injection. The father says, sweet children, remember me. That's all. It is only by having this remembrance that you souls become pure. There is no need to study Sanskrit, etc. for this. Very impressive, right? To study Sanskrit, be able to recite the shlokas, speak in Sanskrit. You'll impress a lot of people, they will follow you. But Baba says it's all useless, there's no need, because Baba never came and spoke in Sanskrit. That was not the original language in Satyug or Silver Age. It was in Copper Age that was invented by the scholars, rishis, sages. The Father speaks to you in
Hindi.
plain Hindi, not even very overcomplicated words, very simple Hindi. Pure Hindi, but very simple. When you spirits have faith that the spiritual father is giving you methods to become pure, you will continue to renounce the vices. So, all depends on faith. A lot of these questions, doubts go away when you have faith. Then you don't have to do analysis of, well, God said, and I should do it. There's no this, I have to analyze whether I should be able to do it or not, whether I should do it or not. All these questions come due to lack of faith. Om Shanti. The meaning of Om Shanti has been explained to you, children. The soul gives his own introduction. My form is peace, and my residence is the land of peace, which is also known as the supreme abode, the land beyond sound, nirvana. The Father says, renounce body consciousness, become soul conscious, and remember the Father. He is the purifier. No one knows that they are souls and that they have to come here to play their parts. The drama is now coming to an end, and we have to return home. This is why Baba says, remember me and your sins will be absolved. In the Sanskrit language, this is known as Manmanabhav. The Father did not say anything to you in Sanskrit. He only explains in the Hindi language. The government wants there to be just the one language of Hindi. In fact, the Father too only explained in Hindi. So when God comes, naturally he has to speak a language that he's going to communicate in. And he has to pick the language that the instrument that he picked is well versed in. Right? And that has to be the language that's understood by majority in that nation, in that country. Right? So naturally he will speak Hindi. That is the original language also of the golden age. Different, but Hindi derived from Devanagari, the language of golden age deities. However, at this time, because there are many religions, sects, and cults, many different languages have been created. And it's amazing how different dialects, languages spring up as soon as people, migrate to different parts of the world, right? In Copper Age, even in Silver Age, when the kingdom expands, right, you'll find there's little dialects coming up, even though the main language is still Devanagari, different dialects start to come up. And soon as they start migrating, different languages started to emerge. In the Golden Age, there aren't as many different languages as there are here. Those who live in Gujarat have a different language. Whichever village people live in, they have their own language. There are innumerable human beings and innumerable languages. Even in the same area of India, Gujarat, even they could have a different dialect. In the Golden Age, there was just the one religion and one language. You children now have this knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world in your intellects. This is not mentioned in any of the scriptures. There are no scriptures that contain this knowledge. Neither has the accurate duration of the cycle been written in them, nor do they contain any of this knowledge about it. There is just the one world. The world cycle continues to turn. The new world becomes old, and the old world becomes new. This is called the discus of self-realization. Those who do not have the knowledge, those who do have the knowledge of this cycle are called spinners of the discus of self-realization. So not enough to know the knowledge, to be in your awareness all the time and to spin the discus, to spin different points of the knowledge are the spinners of the discus of self-realization. The soul has the knowledge of how this world cycle turns. They have then portrayed Sri Krishna and Vishnu with a discus of self-realization. The Father now explains, they didn't have any of this knowledge. Only the Father gives you this knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. This is the discus of self-realization. The discus has nothing to do with the violence of cutting throats. So in the scriptures, they've shown Krishna with the discus, cuts off the heads of the devils, demons. All that they have written is lies. No one apart from the Father can give you this knowledge. Since even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar are called deities, human beings can never be called God. The praise of the Father cannot be the praise of the deities. The Father teaches you Raja Yoga. You cannot say that the children should have the same praise as that of the Father. Similar praise, but not the same praise. Children are those who take rebirth. The Father doesn't take rebirth. Children remember their Father. The highest on high is God. He is ever pure. Children become pure and then become impure. The Father is constantly pure. The children definitely need the Father's inheritance. Firstly, you want liberation and then liberation and life. Everyone receives liberation, whereas only those who study this knowledge receive liberation and life. There truly was liberation and life in Bharat. All the rest were in the land of liberation. There was just the land of Bharat in the Golden Age. It used to be the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. Baba has explained, the maximum number of temples has been built to
Lakshmi.
Lakshmi and Narayan. Birla and others who built those temples do not know how Lakshmi and Narayan received their kingdom, or for how long they ruled that kingdom, or where they went afterwards. They don't know anything at all. That is like worshipping dolls. It is called devotion.
So if you don't know the history, he'll say what they did in their previous birth, then that is why in that ignorance you worship Lakshmi and Narayan. if you knew their history, but you don't know the future of how Lakshmi Narayan will become presently, who is Lakshmi Narayan, and what effort they're supposed to make now to become Lakshmi Narayan, that too is devotion. So what's common? That you perform devotion because you're ignorant of the past and you're ignorant of the future, i.e., devotion is done when you're not Trigodarshi.
Those who are worthy of worship then become worshippers. There is a big difference between being worthy of worship and a worshipper. There must be some meaning to this. Those who indulge in vice are called impure. Those who become angry are not called impure. Those who indulge in vice are called impure. You receive the nectar of this knowledge at this time. Only the one Father is the ocean of knowledge. Baba has explained. This Bharat was Satopradhan, the most elevated land, whereas it is now Tamopradhan. This is now in your intellects. There is no kingdom here. It is the rule of the people, by the people. In the golden age, there are very few people. There are now so many. Preparations for destruction are being made. Delhi has to become the land of angels. But no one knows this. They think that this is New Delhi. Who will change this old world? No one knows this. It is not even written in any of the scriptures. Only the one Father explains everything. You children are now making preparations for the new world. You're changing from shells into diamonds. Bharat was so solvent. There were no other religions. There are now innumerable religions. Everyone now remembers the merciful Father. They have forgotten that Bharat was the land of happiness. Look at the condition of Bharat now. It used to be heaven. It is the birthplace of the Father. Therefore, according to the drama, he feels compassion for it. Bharat is an ancient land. It is said, truly 3,000 years before Christ, Bharat was heaven, and there were no other religion. This Bharat has now completely fallen to the ground. People sing, our land of Bharat was the most elevated. The very name was heaven, Swarg. No one knows the praise of Bharat. Only the Father comes and tells you the story of Bharat. The story of Bharat means the story of
Immortality.
but the story of the world. You cannot know the story of the world, of any part of the world, without knowing the story of Bharat, because that's where the story begins. This is called the story of the true Narayan. Only the Father sits here and explains that exactly 5,000 years ago, there used to be the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. Their images still exist. But how did they receive their kingdom? What existed before the Golden Age? What existed before the Confluence Age? The Iron Age. This is the Confluence Age when the Father has to come. I have to come when the old world has to be made new. I come to purify the impure world. People have said that I am omnipresent and that I come in every age. This is why they are confused. Only you know this Confluence Age. Who are you? On the board, it is written Prajapita Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. Who is the father of Brahma? Shiva, the highest on high. After him, there is Brahma, and then the creation is created through him. Definitely, Brahma is called the father of people. Shiva is not called the father of people. Shiva is the incorporeal father of all souls. He comes here and adopts you through Prajapita Brahma. The Father explains, I have entered this one. You become the mouth-born creation of Brahmins through him. I make you into Brahmins through Brahma, and then make you into deities. You have now become the children of Brahma. Whose child is Brahma? Is there a name for the father of Brahma? He is the incorporeal father Shiva. He comes, enters this one, adopts you, and makes you into the mouth-born creation. The father says, I entered this one at the end of the last of his many births. This one belongs to me and adopts renunciation. Renunciation of what? Of the five
Everything.
vices. There's no need to renounce your homes or families. While living at home with your families, you have to remain pure. Constantly remember me alone, and your sins will be absolved.
So
This is
you don't have to renounce anything, but you have to renounce everything. But you don't have to renounce your homes and families physically, but you have to renounce them emotionally. Otherwise, you don't hear what he's saying. Others say, oh, I think the Brahma Kumaris are saying, leave everything. No, they're not.
This is the yoga by which the alloy is removed from you and you become Satopradhan. In devotion, no matter how much you bathe in the Ganges, hold sacrificial fires, and perform tapasya, you definitely do have to come down.
In fact, what Baba's saying is, as difficult as it is for most people, they get so scared at the idea of leaving everything physically. That's way easier than leaving everything emotionally while you're still in it.
That's why sannyasis do exactly that, leave physically. But Baba says their mind is still pulled. You were Satopradhan and are now Tamopradhan. Therefore, how can you become Satopradhan once again? No one apart from the Father can show you this path. The Father tells you everything very easily. Constantly remember me alone. He's speaking to you souls. He does not speak to
Goats.
does not speak to Gujaratis or Sindhis. He's not looking at your language, not looking at your culture
What do you say after Gujarati?
or Sindhis.
Oh, Sindhis.
This is spiritual knowledge in the scriptures. They have physical knowledge.
So if he's not speaking to Gujaratis or Sindhis, but he's speaking in Hindi, is he speaking to Hindus? Is he speaking to Indians? Period. Forget just the different parts of India. Right? Is he speaking to any Indians? No, he's speaking to souls. If he's speaking to souls, then all you have to do to figure out if something is pure or not is to figure out, is it connected to soul or is it connected with body? Is that idea for the body or is it for the soul? One can appear like the other, but doesn't mean it's pure.
It is the spirits that need this knowledge because it is the spirits that have become impure. It is the souls who require a spiritual injection. The Father is called the spiritual eternal surgeon. Because your souls are impure, even your bodies have become diseased. Upgrade your purity of the soul, a disease will automatically end.
Yeah.
At this time, the people of Bharat, that is the whole world, are residents of hell. The Father now explains how you can become the residents of heaven. The Father says, I come and make all of you children into the residents of heaven. The Father says, I come and make all of you children into the residents of heaven. You also understand that you truly were residents of hell. The Iron Age is called hell. It is now the end of hell. At this time, the people of Bharat are in the depths of hell. You cannot call this a sovereignty. They continue to fight and quarrel among themselves. The Father is now making you worthy of going to heaven, and you should therefore obey him. People don't know their own religious scriptures or their father. The father says, "It was I, not Sri Krishna, who made you pure from impure." Sri Krishna was the number one pure soul. He is also called the ugly and the beautiful one. Sri Krishna's soul has now become ugly by taking rebirth. By sitting on the pyre of lust, souls have become ugly. Why do they show a dark form of Jagadamba? No one knows this. Just as Sri Krishna has been shown dark blue, in the same way they have also portrayed Jagadamba as dark.
So they show Jagadamba as dark, they show Krishna as dark, they show Shankar as dark, Lakshmi, I think, in Mahalakshmi, I think sometimes, or no.
In South India, Lakshmi is shown in dark.
Kali is shown as dark. Why? Is they're not God, they're us, and we became dark, we became impure. So those images are contained within those images is the royalty of being a deity and showing you have both inside you, the purity, a halo, as well as the dark impurity, the vices. But deities don't have vices, so that's why in Hinduism they don't understand their own religion.
The light and the dark, which is our conference age memorial. You are now ugly and will then become beautiful. You can explain that Bharat was very beautiful. If you want to see the beauty of heaven, you can see a model of it in Ajmer. There used to be golden palaces studded with diamonds in heaven. Now there are palaces of stone. Everyone is Tamopradhan. You children know that Shiv Baba and Brahma Dada are together. This is why they are called Bab Dada. The inheritance is received from Shiv Baba. If you say that you receive it from Dada, then what does Shiva have? The inheritance is received from Shiv Baba through Brahma. The land of Vishnu is established through Brahma. It is now the kingdom of Ravan. Everyone apart from you is a resident of hell. You are now at the conference age. You are now changing from impure to pure. You will then become the masters of the world. It is not a human being who is teaching you all of this. Who speaks the Murli to you? Shiv Baba. He comes from the supreme region to this old world and into an old body.
So when souls leave Baba, even though if you ask them just before, a year before, 6 months before they were exiting, and you ask them, who are you? They'd say, I'm a Brahmin. I said, where do you live? And they would say, in the confluence age. Where are you preparing to go to? Heaven. Okay, then they leave. Now who are they?
Residents of hell.
So what's the only difference between these? One, you're under the influence of one set of sanskars. Two, you lose connection to those sanskars because you don't stop sinning. So therefore, eventually you have to reclaim your old identity of being a resident of hell. So you have to behave like that then. So then Baba uses the strong word traitor. So it doesn't matter whether you leave Gyan completely. If you downgrade your standard of learning and you downgrade your effort, you could say, oh, well, I'm just going to my Silver Age stage. I'm just going to my ending Silver Age stage. Okay, maybe. But in making that decision, what did you choose? To live Raj Yoga at a lower standard.
If someone has this faith, he cannot stop himself from coming to meet the Father. He would say, let me first meet the unlimited Father. He wouldn't be able to wait. He would say, take me immediately to the unlimited Father who makes us into the masters of heaven. Let me at least go and see who this chariot of Shiv Baba is. Those people decorate a horse. They have a sash as a symbol. That was the chariot of Muhammad, who established that religion. The people of Bharat apply a tilak on a stone bull and place it in a temple. They believe that Shiva rode a bull. Neither Shiva nor Shankar rode a bull. People don't understand anything at all. Shiva is incorporeal, so how could he ride a bull? He would need legs to be able to sit on a bull. That is blind faith. Acha, to you sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bhagavata. The spiritual father says namaste to you spiritual children, and
The spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father.
essence for dharana. Number 1, drink the nectar of this knowledge that you receive from the Father and also enable others to drink it. In order to become worthy of worship from a worshipper, renounce the vices. Number 2, obey the Father who makes you worthy of going to heaven and do everything he tells you to do. Become one whose intellect has total faith. Blessed may you become an embodiment of experience and confront Maya's power with the willpower of your experience. The most powerful stage is based on your experience. An experienced soul with the willpower of his experience can easily confront any of Maya's powers as well as all situations and all problems, and he can also make all souls content. With the power to confront, based on the willpower of your experience, you can easily attain the power to make everyone content. Therefore, experience every treasure and become an embodiment of experience. So basically experiencing every point of the Murli. Slogan, instead of looking at others, look at yourself and transform yourself.
And if you don't like what you see when you look at yourself, then look at Baba.
Om Shanti.
Then Baba will teach you how to look at yourself properly.
Today's object signal. Check whether you experience every power, every attainment, and every virtue. You are authorities of experience, and so no adverse situation can create any type of impact on you, who are authorities of experience. Those who are images of experience will remain unshakable and immovable under any type of adverse situation. They never fluctuate because the greatest authority of all is experience. Whichever power you invoke at any time, it will cooperate with you at that second. Om Shanti.